What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It's your girl Patrice, and this week we're going to San Francisco. I'm about to meet up with one of my girlfriends. She is curating her first event at her new position, and I am going up to support her. Super excited to see how this all comes out, and I'm always searching for creative ideas and inspiration, and so the fact that I get to do this, I'm super grateful for just the people in my life and these opportunities. So right now we're packing, and then we're heading to the airport, and we'll be with Amber here shortly. So let's go. Compared to San Francisco, and I was just about to say that I've never really given the Bay Area a good faith effort. I visited here my whole childhood, and I did hit up my family to let them know that I'm here.
Your uncle, cousin did DJs, right?
Yep.
Here?
Yep. So he's like, I'ma pull up on you, cuz.
So we have Fog and Art Bash, and those are our two big fundraising events a year.
Okay.
And so I started on that Monday, and then we had Fog on that Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
So yeah, I've also done a tour, I've done an exhibition opening and a dinner and a memorial service. That was my first memorial I've ever done.
Oh.
The pressure of finding a playlist for somebody's memorial, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I can see that. And why would they have it at a museum? Were they an artist?
Mm-hmm. There's an artist that was close to one of our board members.
Okay.
And we also had some of their artwork there.
Gotcha.
And then they're very big in San Francisco. So it was Richard Mayhew.
Okay.
Some gorgeous artwork.
Wow. Well, that's cool. Like working in the museums. Like you get to see so much different art, and now, do you feel like it's a really quiet job in the museum? Are you is it like don't touch that kind of feel?
It definitely is don't touch with the art for sure. But as far as it being quiet, not really. Just because it's a very big museum, so it's always has guests.
Okay.
It's very, very busy a lot of the times.
I was wondering if I could ever work in a museum, and my answer was absolutely not. Because I felt like it would be just so quiet, and I would want to sleep, and I would be bored. But I would enjoy looking at the art, but then only for a day. And then after that, when's the next exhibition? Oh, in 8 weeks? How am I going to make it? But I am super excited because there's a Japanese artist who's going to be at Art Bash, right?
Yes.
I am that's the first place I'm going, so.
I saw the room. It's actually really cool.
Oh my gosh. I am excited. She just moved in. She's a hardworking lady. Do not judge the crumbs in her dishless sink because the dishes are done. But she said, don't judge, okay, guys? But it's so cute in here.
Thank you.
No light in here yet, huh?
No, because my lamps haven't got here.
Gotta love moving into new spaces. And who doesn't put lights in your apartment anymore?
It's ridiculous.
Mine, I deal with the same thing. I'm like, I really need to. I still haven't gotten a lamp though. I still haven't.
Yeah, I just see mine come from Atlanta.
So we're discussing our outfits for tomorrow, guys, and we've got, I like the feathers, and we also have this ivory number with the beads on the top, which is also very beautiful and elegant. It's a cocktail attire. Oh, wait! This is why we're friends, guys. Look at, I wore these today. I just love it. And these would be really cute with the ivory dress.
Like this matches the swoosh, and so that's why I was just like, okay, well, I could do that with those.
That is so funny.
I like this.
I do too. They're like sprinkles.
Yeah, it's the paint splatter. The
Oh.
paintbrush ones, I think.
It's paintbrush splatter.
Yeah.
I think of ice cream personally. It looks like a waffle cone.
I always think about waffle cone versus the paint splatter. But yeah, I was like, this one is my favorite art pair. This is actually probably my favorite Jordans.
Those are fire. I was flying with this lady, and she's in her 50s, and she has 2 kids. She's been with her husband for years, and she said that she learned, because she had sisters growing up, and she was like, but what she learned with having her son is that they go through the same emotions that girls do. And she was like, it blew her mind, because her son would be like, she hasn't called me, or she's not the men go through those same emotions, but even though we're hardwired differently from like men and women with our emotions, they still feel the same feelings, or that they still have the same thoughts, but they just don't dwell on them, or like they don't sink into them the same way we do. But there are some men that are more emotional than others.
I have dated some of those.
So, same. So it's just like there's like but I think it's also possible for women to detach from their emotions too. Like you get hurt so many times, or you just go numb, your heart gets broken from any reason, and you just go numb, and you can't cry anymore, or
Yes.
So I think it's possible on both sides, actually.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, but I feel like maybe boys have more emotions. The men also have emotions. So I don't say that they won't have emotions, but I think they try to hide them, or they're not emotionally intelligent to understand what the emotion they're feeling. So they don't actually, communicate what they're actually feeling.
True. I think through life experiences and disappointments, they shut down emotions and close that, compartmentalize, So when things happen in adulthood for men, they probably just feel like emotionally they don't want to tap into that. They might feel it, think it. You can control your thinking, but you can't control your thoughts. So like the thought comes, and they're like,
Nope.
I'll deal with that another day. How about that game? So that's probably, and whereas women were like, he used to put his shoes on the floor. Just like O'Hara, you see how their shoes, like
That's exactly how he said them. Oh, you tie your shoes like that too? Oh, my ex ties like that too.
It's a curse, man.
It's bad. It's bad. That's why we say forget these men. Forget money. As my ex's stuff is literally behind you in the camera. Come pick it up.
This is crazy. Okay? I wasn't going to go into these details right now, guys, but it's nuts. Yeah, man. The things that we do. As women and as men.
This is true.
Makes it a very interesting story to tell.
I do wonder how many men are narcissists versus women. How many men are psychopaths versus women.
Like psychopaths and sociopaths.
And then sociopaths. Like I want to know the range.
Yeah.
Like the average of men, women. Like which is more.
Like what is it? The statistics.
The statistics, yeah. I couldn't think of the words, language, but excuse me, in my head I feel like it has to be more men for all three of those.
Yes, we're gonna ask ChatGPT right now. What are the statistics of men narcissists versus women narcissists, and the same with sociopaths and psychopaths? Here's a breakdown of the estimated prevalence of narcissism, sociopathy. What was that word? Okay, so general population. Men are estimated 50 to 75% of diagnosed cases of narcissists, and women make up 25 to 50% of diagnosed cases. So, interpretation, narcissism is more common in men, especially the grandiose type, while women may show more vulnerable narcissism. Sociopathy is also significantly more common in men. This condition is also strongly associated with criminal behavior and impulsivity. And psychopathy, I don't know the English breakdown of the proper way to say that, but it says men. The vast majority of studied psychopaths are male, estimated 80 to 90%.
Oh.
Women, it's less common and often present with different traits, more manipulative or covert, which I know one of those is predominantly found in men. But I definitely know some women who have some of these traits, now that I think about it. But
I'm sure there are, yeah, I can think of somebody. But yeah, I was like, I definitely have to be more men. And I just keep dating them.
honestly, my prayer started to be like, God, what is it in me that is bringing me this bull? Because I keep attracting it. Like the pimp.
I remember now.
What? In the grocery store, guys. In the grocery store. And it just, things like these outrageous events and happenings would just be happening, and over again at that. And I said, no more. No more. Okay? So we started praying that whatever it was in me that was attracting that, I was like, that's gotta go.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm doing much better now. Don't know, man.
You know, it's wild because I did the same thing of like, okay, let me attract better, and I prayed for a good godly man. And then I just got sheep and wolves every time.
They'll get ya.
But yeah, you know, like, I think that has been now the new thing to pray for and overcome. Like, okay, no more sheep in this school.
We learn from experience and trial and error. Because I definitely dealt with this sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, no. The wolf in sheep's clothes. We said that backwards.
We did. The sheep in wolf's clothing. No, I mean, he was probably a sheep in wolf and a wolf in sheep. It was just all intertwined. It was all intertwined.
I prefer a sheep in wolf clothing because I'm like, hey,
You look vicious.
you look hard, but you soft, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, you know, I want somebody that knows the streets, but you know, they've been delivered.
Yeah.
So I can see that. I
Yeah.
can see a sheep, you know, wolf in sheep's, no, opposite, messing it up again. A sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. I think if we break it down, a sheep in wolf's clothing, because everybody looks at him like, but really you're like, he's just a woolly mammoth.
He's so sweet and fluffy.
Yeah.
I would prefer that for sure.
Yeah.
Man. Yes, I feel like we need a third, like, therapist here to break down all these stuff.
Facts. It's rough out here, though. I think we can all agree on that. It is really rough out here.
If you are happily married, which I don't know how many people are happily married, but if you are, if you're semi-happy, try to work towards happiness, because you don't want to be out here in these streets.
The streets are for the birds.
And the pigeons.
And the pigeons. it's a great experience in a cup. I just ended up at the Emporium. I'm about to play some games. So the museum last night was incredible. We had such a good time, and I was so proud of how the event turned out for Amber. She did a great job, and she got complimented on her work ethic and everything. So now we are having a movie date. We're gonna see Sinners, guys.
Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus.
So now we're just trying to figure out if we're gonna even see the rest of the movie, or like if we're gonna get our money back. We have not a clue right now.
I had a dream last night. Did everything I never do in real.